Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Divorced Woman's Guide podcast. How are you guys doing today? I want to come in here today and talk to you guys about my journey navigating the ups and downs with my divorce. And I wanted to come in here and talk to you guys about this because I don't know if you've heard the news yet or not, but I have written a book. And my book is coming out on February 12th, which happens to be my mom's birthday. And for those of you who have been following my story, you know that my mom passed away last year from ovarian cancer. And the book that is coming out is my own metamorphosis through my divorce and how my mom's cancer diagnosis and experience really paralleled that of mine, and we became each other's rocks as we were both navigating the ups and downs of each of our inevitable deaths that we were dealing with. And my book is called Divorce Sucks, Now What? And if you guys actually want to sign up and get notified and get early access and be on my VIP list, you can go to divorcesucksnowwhat.com and get yourselves signed up there. And just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek around what it was that I talked about in my book and what really inspired me to want to tell my story. And I know that a lot of you guys have heard bits and pieces of it. And in the book, I really go into depth around what it is that inspired me to push through what was the most painful experience of my life, which honestly was not just my divorce, but also on the same day, my mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And so really navigating losing my two rocks, the two people that I had come to count on most in my life. And both of them were leaving me, differently, but still me navigating my grief around losing the two people in my life who truly were my best friends and meant the most to me. One of the things that I really also talk about in the book that relates back to the topic today about navigating your ups and downs is really leaning into whatever it is that comes up at whatever time. I feel like we get into so much judgment with ourselves around, what it is that we're feeling, or perhaps we have a bad day and we beat ourselves up, or maybe we have a good day and the next day it's not doesn't look the same way that the day before did, and we get really down on ourselves. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the roller coaster nearly enough, or at least in a way that is really true, because all of our experiences are different. I don't know what it is that you're going through. You don't know what it is that I went through. And it's not a comparison. One of the things that drives me crazy in some of the groups that are out there is that it becomes a competition, right? My story is worse than your story. Oh, you think your story is bad? Well, let me tell you about mine. And in my book, I don't focus on how my story is worse than your story. What I focus on is what it was that I was struggling with. The emotions are going to be relatable. I know that because we all feel very similar things as a result of different, things that happened to us and, during the course of your divorce. But at the end of the day, it is about what you are struggling with, what I struggled with on a daily basis, how it was that I was able to pick myself back up off the floor, how it was that I couldn't get myself back up off the floor, how it was that I learned to instill faith within myself, to trust myself, to get back in touch with that old version of myself who I thought died. And she didn't. She was still in there. She was buried so deep. I had been manipulated and just told who to be and what to look like and how I was supposed to show up and what I was supposed to do for decades. And it really wasn't until I started trying to figure out who I was outside of this identity of my marriage that, sure, I fell down a lot. I made a lot of mistakes. I failed doing things. I failed, not that I'm a failure, but failure is part of how it is that you pick yourself back up. And, Brene Brown, she's one of my favorite authors and, researchers. And she always talks about how it's not about the fall, right? It's about getting back up. And then what do you want to do with your life? And that is what my book focuses on. It shows you guys, it's not about my fall. Yes, it's part of my story and it's important for you guys to get to know me. But what I want you to see is how it was that I got back up, how it was that I started paying attention to the signs that the universe was sending me, how it was that I was starting to change my mindset around what was possible for me. I spent my entire life, 40 plus years, living in a money story and a lack of, that God forbid, what if scenario and what I should be doing. And the minute I shifted into anything is possible, how can I do this? Abundance is at my fingertips because anything I've ever done, I've excelled at. Right. And the example that I give sometimes too is that I gave birth to 2 children. When I gave birth to my first son, I had no idea what I was doing when I got home. I literally got home, looked at my husband and said, what are we supposed to do with this? I didn't even know what to do. There is no manual that comes home with you. Sure, you can do research and you can do this and you can do that, but it's hands-on experience. And that's what divorce is, you guys. You can be out there and read all these books. And I'm not saying that my book is going to solve all your problems. But what I can tell you is that it is going to be a source of inspiration for you to tap into what I know is your power, what I know your superpower is on the other side, what it is that you are capable of. And at a time where you don't see how beautiful and bright and shiny you are, but I do. I can see it. I know what is possible for you. And that is what I want you guys to see as you are navigating the roller coaster, the ups and the downs of your divorce, right? I was thinking the other day, I was like, I kind of take the suck out of divorce, right? I don't want divorce to suck. Okay, but it does. And so what my book is intended to do is to help you shift yourself, to give you my 5 tools that are going to get you out of pain, into healing, and to walk you down that aisle from I do to I'm divorced, so you are never, ever alone. So I would love to hear what your biggest struggle is right now. Email me, wendy@wendysterling.net. Go into my Facebook group, The Divorce Rehab, and post in there and share what your struggle is. I love connecting with you guys and hearing what it is that you are going through. And you don't have to do it alone. It doesn't have to be hard. I swear it doesn't have to be hard. And so if you guys want more support, just know that I'm here for you. And please go ahead and get on my VIP list so you guys don't miss when my book comes out. And you can also hit the subscribe button and the like button to not miss a single episode that comes out every single week. I adore you. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. Sending you so much love, light, and joy as always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.